Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Sudokoid. Uh, as I recall, last time at the very end, I haven't recorded this in a few days. I think I had noticed that there was this event I had not necessarily read. A tall tower rises up the western edge of the land. Its gate is tightly shut, and 3 keys are required to enter. Once you find these keys, enter them in the red cells. The topmost key goes in the topmost lock, and so on. What are we talking about? I don't have any idea how I'm supposed to know where this is referring to. Let's see, does this... Yeah, clicking in these grids doesn't tell me. So that's somewhere, and maybe it will be clear where exactly. I mean, I don't have the keys yet, so it doesn't really matter. I also recall that last time I noticed there was a 4 poking on a green line into this grid, so that this grid might be interesting in and of itself. So let's see. Can I do anything with this grid? We know that this number is at least 3, and I don't think I know that it's not 3. And then it could be like anything other than that, basically, is all I know. I know it's going to create a Renbon, but it's not a 5. I know that, I guess. Let's see. There's a 9 here. Let's see. We've got this wall over here. We've got some white dots over in this area. Let's see. Yeah, I am not sure about that exactly. See, I do remember that this water here has this rule about every cell in the water needs to be adjacent some way or another to a digit that it's consecutive with, and the water boundaries are the box, so they include the pink cells. So that is something else to keep in mind. So there's like definitely a 2 adjacent to this 1, for example. Yeah, this 5 needs a 6 adjacent. Oops, needs 6 adjacent to it. This 3 is not in the same grid as this cell. This 3 is already adjacent to a 4. This 1 needs to be adjacent to a 2, so one of these 2 cells is 2. Doesn't feel super useful immediately. Yeah, one of those 2 is a 2, but it's not like a... Oh, here I've got a 2-3 pair in this row, so this cell certainly isn't a 2. I can at least say that much. This one's already next to a 2. Whatever this is, it's either consecutive with one of these or one of these, but that leaves like almost all numbers in the universe. Oh, maybe the exclamation point was just about this key. It might just have been about that key. Interestingly, if this is a 3, it puts a 2 here, I want to say. just because this cell would need something adjacent to it, and it couldn't have a 4. Let's see. You know the 7 is next to a 2 in this column. I do notice in this column, if there's not a 9 on here, then these are a 6, 7, 8, 1 quadruple. But I don't think that tells me anything by itself. It feels like this water condition is useful, and I'm just not scanning it well, is what I suspect is happening. Like this 9 has to be touching an 8, but that 8 could go there or there as best I can tell. Oh no, this is a 9, that's an 8 is what that says. Sorry, I was looking for like, where does the 9 go and where does it get its 8? But I think there's actually good options for all of them. And of course, if that's the 1, then that's the 2. Let's see, what about this number? I see that this number can't be 2 or 3 by the column and can't be 1, 3, 4, or 5. So this number is definitely a 6, 7, 8, 9 just by Sudoku. I don't think that's really going to help me. I think this is also a 6, 7, 8, 9, though, because I don't think this can be a 2 either for water-related reasons. If this was a 2, where would it put the number that went with it? So if this were a 2, I would need the 1 or 3 that touched it to be there, except it can't be a 1, and it couldn't be a 3 either, because if it were a 2, 3, it would break that cell. So actually, this number, I think, is also a 6, 7, 8, 9. This number can be a 3, not a 4 or 5. Then it can be a 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it can't be a 6 because we know the 6 touches that cell. So I was just trying to see if I could get some pressure in this column. I don't think I quite can. Oh, I have a 6, 7, 8, 9 on a white dot. That's kind of interesting because it means that this digit at least is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is, maybe not that useful. It looked more useful until I realized that's in a different grid, but let's see, what is left in this column? We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, so what's left is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one I know is not a 9. It needs to be consecutive with, not equal to, right? Let me go over and read the rules. Water cells, at least one water cell among the 8 surrounding cells that differs by exactly 1. Okay. So yeah, so that one's not too interesting. I feel like maybe this cell can't be a 7, but I don't know how deep I wanted to chase that particular idea. Yeah, and again, I know one of these two is a 2. I don't have any great way to pencil mark that, but that's like for the sake of this one. And I know these are a 2, 3 pair, which I've used. By the way, I haven't checked this recently. I don't think I've actually entered any digits today, which isn't great, all things considered. Okay, let's look back here. This white dot definitely has a 7 on it, so this digit's not a 7. Right, we have this Renbon thing that's either 6 or 7 long. Well, this digit's definitely not an 8 because there's already an 8 on this Renbon. So this is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. So it's either these 6 cells or it's these 6 cells and one more cell. Here's again where I know some people in the comments are like, but the cosmetics make it look so nice. And I'm just like, but the cosmetics get in the way of me thinking about the puzzle in any coherent way. And that matters to me more because I'd like to be able to like highlight these and think about this collection of digits and whether this is a length 6 or a length 7 Renbon. And things like what this cell might be in that universe. If this cell isn't a 5, these are a 6, 7, 9 triple, and then this does extend one more, and that is a 5. Oh, interestingly, this is the length of the Renbon. So if the length is 6, this is a 6. And if the length is 7, it's a 7. We certainly have both 6 and 7 on this Renbon no matter what. Regardless of anything else, but I don't know how useful that is. Okay, we've gone as far down as 3, and we're never getting to 2. So the lowest digit on this is 3. If I count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that means that because this cell can't be a 2 and none of the others can be a 2, if this digit is in the Renbon, it's a 9. Oh, sorry. No, that's not true. Sorry. If this cell is out, there's just no 9 here, and then that's the 5. Otherwise, we get a 5 over here, I guess, but that's not maybe so useful. Now, let's see. I see that these cells just within the row here see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to sort of fill in. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's not an 8 or a 9. Oh, I also have this length 7. Oh, I have this length 7 Renbon over here that goes through a 6. So that's not a 6. It's an 8 and a 9. That seems useful. I did that correctly, right? Just like making sure that I have drawn in my bounce correctly. I think I have. Okay, does that 9 help? Oh, no, that 9 is in the wrong grid. And it only really affects that cell specifically. What about this 8? Does this 8 affect any cells specifically? Probably not. Oh, this is a 9 by Sudoku, right? Oh, yeah. The within this grid, we have 9s looking at all of these cells. This is really a 3 by 3 box, so that's actually a 9. So now we know the 7 digits on this are everything except 1 and 2. So in other words, these digits are a 3, a 4. We've already got a 5 and a 6. We need a 7. And then we've got an 8 and a 9. So these are from 3, 4, 7. And apparently of those, this one can only be 4. And these 2 digits are the remotest 3-7 pair I've ever seen, since they're in different grids even. This digit here, just to fill it in, can be a 1, 2, it can be a 3, not a 4, it can be a 5. Can't actually be a 6. Can't be a 7, 8, or 9. So this is always a 3 or a 5 is a little bit interesting. Oh, there's a 2, 4 hidden pair in this box, actually, because if I ask where 2 and 4 go in this box, it's here and here. Which actually makes these a triple. Not that that's super relevant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 5, 7, and 8. Okay, this over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, is this a naked 5? This cell might be a naked 5, actually. Let's just double check. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Could be 5, I contend. It can't be 6, 7. It can't be 8 or 9. Yeah, so this is a naked 5. Nice. That's really right? Yeah, no. I know I screwed up some stuff around here before, so that's a 7. That's a 3. So that's a 6 and a 3, making that a 4. Okay. Did that do anything? Oh, I didn't ever write my length 6 Renbon coming off of this. One, including this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the 6 cells of my Renbon coming off of this 6. No, sorry, this is an 8 long Renbon. Oh, this is an 8 long Renbon. Never mind. It's just not useful because this 8 long Renbon is automatically correct because it's got every digit except for 1 on it. So it's technically I could write it in, but it wouldn't do any good, which is probably why I didn't write it in before. We're going to pretend. And not that I just didn't notice. Okay, I'm looking to see if I know something like where 3 goes on this Renbon. I don't think so. I could put some constraints on how large these digits could be based on the fact that they're sort of bouncing off of this thing. Oh, I hadn't noticed this before, but I have a corner marked 8 here looking across this cell. So that's actually a 9 and that's a 7. That all works out. I'm very cautious about any deduction that involves these lines because I am still a little bit concerned about them. If I went here, and there, oh, this was in this, like inverse slow thermometers. Okay. So yes, that doesn't tell me if this is 5 or 6. I think we've got all of this. Oh yeah, it would go there, right? It would go 988 or 988. It's got to get down to these. And so we know by here it's at most at 6. I think I had some weird path where it goes. Could I even make this a 6? Like, I don't think so, because I think I can't get out of the grid fast enough, basically. Like, I could do 8, 6, 6, but 6 is the largest that this could connect to anywhere that it connects. And so I think this is actually a maximum of 5. If I have that done correctly. And now there might be some clever way. Let's see. We know this number is not 1, 2, or 3. So this number here is at least 4. Just trying to decide if there's any way it connects otherwise through there. Can this number even possibly be 5? If this were 5, that would have to be 5. No, this number must be smaller. I'm assuming I have to connect to this one first and then that one. So I think this has to actually be 5 and 4. Am I crazy? Yeah, so that's right, I think. This has to connect through here. And now these are at most 4. And so they have to be 2 and 1, just looking at what they can actually be. And that one's the 2, that one's the 1. Okay, so I have to get from this 4 to the 2 to the 1. But I also have to get from this 5 to this 4, which I think I can only do by putting a 4 here, if I'm correct. Okay, so and now if I enter either of these spaces, I'm doomed. So I think I basically just have to go 3 here and then 2. Although I am open to being wrong, but at least that seems correct. And now that's very useful for this Renbon that, remember, I said needs to have a 3 on it, and that 3 can't go in this box anymore. And so that 3 now is there exactly. Oops, I inadvertently made a mess in this grid. We certainly need a 4 in here somewhere, and now that 4 has to go there. And now this is either a 5 and a 6 or a 5 and a 1. Well, neither of them seem to be able to be 6, so it's got to be the 5 and the 1, and we actually know the order from over here. Very strange. Okay, so these numbers could be 2, but not 3, 4, 5, 6, and the others are 7, 8, 9. That one's not 2 or 7, so that actually makes me an 8, 9 pair, and that one makes me an 8, 9. Oh, sorry, no, that one doesn't make me an 8, 9 pair, but this one does make me an 8, 9 pair in the column. And in fact, actually, these are a 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is just a question of where 2 goes in this row. 2 in this row goes here. I didn't realize all of them were filled in. But they are, in fact, all filled in. Okay. This number actually can't be very many things because it's on a white dot and it needs to white dot something so that it and the white dot add to a number that's at most 9. Well, that actually just means this number is at most 5 because 5 and 4 already is 9. So this number is at most 5, but it's not 1, 3, 4, or 5. So I think this number is just a 2. And then this number here is a 1 or a 3, making this a 3 or a 5, depending. I don't know that that actually does anything up in that grid, but we'll call it good. Okay, so these numbers are just 6, 7, 8, 9. That one, it tells me, is not an 8 or a 9. Ah, yeah, that 8 is in a cosmetic thing, and that 9 is over there. Okay, so we can have made good progress in this. Oh, and I actually can see that the 8 in this box is actually always in one of these 2 cells, which looks up. So that actually makes that a 9 and that an 8. So we can actually fill in those, which lets me also fill in that. Let's see, how much do we have left in this row? So we've got the 1 and the 2. We need the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, apparently. And then, no, 9. Okay, that was a little excessive, but maybe actually this column might be so crowded it might actually be worth it. Okay, so this is not 4, 5, 7, or 8. 1, 3, and 6 are apparently the only digits left in this column. And that one's not a 3. This one's not 4, 5, 6 either, or 8, apparently. And this one's not 3, 7, or 8. Okay, but there's a 3, 6, 7 triple if I want to double check it. So this can't be 1, 2, it can be 3, can't be 4, 5, 6, can be 7, can't be 8 or 9. And this Can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, or 9. Okay, yeah, so I think this is really a real 3, 6, 7 triple, which makes that an 8. Makes that a 5 and an 8 over there. Just checking that that all worked out. No 8 up here. The 3, 6, 7 triple makes that a 4. Let's see. This cell seems to be not able to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seems to be able to be 6, not 7 or 8. So actually these are a 6, 8 pair. So actually that's a 1. And so this is just known. By which I mean it's a 9. This is a pair in the row that's a left. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 5 and 6. And we know the order, which seems to make that a 7 and a 6 and a 3 and a 7. Okay. For this column, oh no, sorry, I was going to say this column has only a pair left. That's not true. Very paranoid of the walls. Let's see. This is a pair, though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are an 8 and a 9, and I know the order from that. So that gives me a 6 and an 8, gives me a 7 up here. And I think that's our first grid that we have actually finished, at least the Sudoku part of this grid. So I think that's probably a good place to stop for today. But we'll be back next time with more Super Sudokoid. So I hope you're enjoying the sequel. I know several of you in the comments have already said that you're enjoying it, so that is great to see. And I'll be back more with soon. Be back soon with more. There we go. Bye for now.